Okay, well, just put my bits and pieces away. I should have put them away first. I just thought about it while I was doing it. I should have done it before. I'm not organised at all, really. But I've just finished doing the book, bits and pieces. I'll leave my bone folder up, so I'll never find it if I put it away. And a couple of other bits. I'll put my paring knife away. Don't want that, because that's very sharp at the moment. I've just sharpened it up. Anybody that knows how to sharpen would probably laugh at me, but I have sharpened it, and it is it does cut anyway. It does what I want it to do. Anyway, this is the book in its up to the present state, and I've done things that I didn't need to do, and I've done some things that I should have done. I've things that I've left out I should have done, and things like that. But it's looking a bit messy at the moment, but it will cover up. And it's the Waddle from Twaddle book that I've got. I don't know whether I'll read it or not. It's the Phoenicians, origins of the Phoenicians, Britain, Scots and Anglo-Saxons of Britain, and etc, etc. And I've cut it a bit short at the top and the bottom because I wanted a smallish book, but I think I've overdone it. But I've left enough on the edges for to turn the pages and etc, so that your finger marks don't touch the actual text and that. But I've got to put the ends in, and they do say you need a plain end if you're going to put the type of facing that I'm going to do. I'm going to put an English paper on, which is this one. Which I think will look quite nice. But before I do that, I've got to build up this slightly to fit that, because these are raised now. These leather bits are a little bit higher, so even with that on, it would still go underneath it. Well, that might protect it. I don't know. I might not bother. Anyway, so I should imagine that will look quite nice on there. Elegant. Anyway, I've always wanted to do this with this English news wallpaper. We'll call it wallpaper. What is it with me? Anyway, I'll put that on, and I'll have to be exact with the measurements for putting that on. But this is hand finished paper. This is, you can see where he's had his finger in the corner there when he lifted it out of the tank. And they're jolly expensive, but I shan't be using a lot of this. It'll just be for special things. They are really for end sheets, the inside of the book, for technical books and things like that. They go on the inside here and there, and then your gold lettering goes on. But as I say, there's no way I'm going to get gold letter on this because it's chrome. It's chrome tanned, and it's got lanolin on, aniline and or whatever. It's the wrong kind of thing for doing what I need, but it's something I'm just trying. I'm still working in leather, so I'm quite happy at the moment. And I reckon that the hardest thing to do ever is to do well, not so much tooling, because you can do tooling, but this is the wrong leather for tooling anyway. But you can do gold lettering, but it takes a long time to get on well. I have used it and I've put it on, and I've had little victories, but nothing great. Anyway, I'll stop there. So you can see what I'm going to do, and there she is. Yeah. Well, final stages have pasted the back in, and Anyway, I've had it under a bit of presses for a couple of seconds, just to make sure that everything goes in well and flattens. I do like a bit of pressure on things, and it seems to work, and they don't come undone. So I haven't any problems with it. The only thing I do get is that extrusion of glue comes out. If it's excess, I try not to be excessive with glue if I can, because it only needs the right amount. It's just getting the right amount. So the book is finished. Well, as far as that can go, because I don't know any more to do. I've got no idea what else to do to make it any better, apart from gold foil or gold tooling, gilding as they call it. And yeah, that's. I always wanted to do a book of this calibre, this type. Always fancied doing one of these, and now I've done one. And the back I put in with that paper I was telling you about that I bought. £8 a sheet. I didn't tell the wife, she'll kill me. But it was I've got an indentation around the book. I don't know if you can see that. There is an indentation, and I cut the paper to shape to go inside, and I'm notorious for cutting the right size. So I'd actually used water paste on this, wheat paste, and I left it for a bit to allow it to expand, and it will move into the little corners, because you have imperfections. You never cut square and straight. There's a little bit goes over there, and it does look bad on a well-made book. If you've done something that you're proud of, there should be a thing that goes, a little gap there. But anyway, I can feel the little ridges between the paper. I think they call this the filler. I think this is called the filler, and this is called the nail here. A couple of things I've learnt. I'm not quite sure, but this is called the filler, and this is the 3/4 bind with the edges on in the leather. And the filler, I'll call it the filler. The filler has gone up to the edges there and dropped into that recess, so you can feel a little groove. I should have put under paper underneath, but I didn't want to. I wanted it to be protected by the leather, so that this paper would be. It won't last as long as the leather, obviously, but I can recover it again. But it's so beautiful. I rather like that. I've fallen in love with that. I think that's rather nice. And yeah, there's a couple of corners there. Yeah. Anyway, it's just about finished now. I'm just waiting for it to dry. I'll put it under the press, and I've got to put the end papers in. And I can't really put in that kind of paper on the inside, because I could use the same paper, but it's getting expensive now. So I'll use a bland paper. This is a blue marbled paper, which will set it off quite nicely. So when that goes in, I'll be quite happy. And hope that goes in square. Yeah. And the book opens quite nicely. The hinges are quite good. It lies quite flat, and the hollow back's working very well. So I'm quite happy with it all. There's no problem with it at the moment. All stitched, hand stitched. Yeah. And this is the right type of looking book for this cover, I think. Yeah. So now I've made it, I'll probably have to read this book now. Twaddle by waddle, yeah. So anyway, that's the finished object. I don't know whether I'm going to make a case, because I'll have to use a lot of this paper to do the outer case, which would, I don't know whether it would spoil the effect or whether you do it in brown leather on the outside and that on the inside of the case. It would just be a slipcase. I wouldn't make a box for this. It's not the kind of thing you'd make a box for. But there's a couple of mistakes on it, which I'll eradicate when it is fully dry. And yeah, so that's the book in all its glory, and I'm very pleased with that. I'm quite pleased with that. It'll probably shrink and do its nuts, and bits will lift up and everything else, but I'm not bothered because I can re-stick it back in again. I'm not bothered. I've been trying different things. I've been trying wallpaper paste and everything, so just to make sure things work. So I'll put that under a bit of pressure and we'll see. Quite happy with that. I'm quite pleased with that. Quite pleased, yeah. Anyway, I'll stop there.